That being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now. Opportunity to pull up their chair and
Let's be completely honest for a moment. Over the past year, one name has been repeatedly dragged into unnecessary controversy, and that name is Caitlin Clark. Again and again, Cheryl Swoops has publicly targeted Clark with accusations that many fans found confusing, exaggerated, and entirely unsupported by facts. From claiming Clark was far older than her competition to questioning the legitimacy of her historic rookie season, the criticism felt relentless. It wasn't constructive debate. It was a constant wave of negativity that seemed to follow Clark everywhere she went.
Years, they will recognize, her game, but they won't recognize her impact.
right.
How can you separate the two? It's kind of
You
hard,
know,
right?
and I used and Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dumb.
Just when it appeared that this noise would never quiet down, a true basketball icon finally stepped forward. Cheryl Miller, one of the most respected figures in the sport and a former coach of Clark, entered the conversation in a major way. Appearing on the All the Smoke podcast, Miller delivered a forceful, no-nonsense response that dismantled many of the myths being spread. Fans instantly reacted, relieved and energized to see someone with unmatched credibility finally push back. But beyond defending Clark, Miller's words hinted at something much bigger about the Indiana Fever's future.
Player of the Year, two-time national championship, two-time tournament MVP, first woman to dunk in an organized game, gold medalist. Thank you for making time. Welcome to the show, Cheryl Miller.
Before breaking down Miller's statements, it's important to pause and ask a deeper question. Why would a legendary former player appear so committed to undermining one of the WNBA's most promising young stars? This isn't about a single comment or a misunderstanding. It's about a pattern that began during Clark's college years and followed her into her professional career. To understand the full picture, we need to revisit how this narrative started and why it persisted for so long.
We'll talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20.
The controversy truly ignited during Clark's historic college run at Iowa. Cheryl Swoops made one of her most shocking claims by suggesting Clark was a 25-year-old competing against much younger players. The reality couldn't be more different. Clark was 22 years old, playing her fourth season, exactly like countless other NCAA seniors. When challenged on this claim, Swoops attempted to reframe it as hyperbole tied to COVID eligibility rules, an explanation that failed to stand up under even minimal scrutiny.
Right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Here we go.
I know you like that.
Hell yeah.
I said that because when she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team.
But that wasn't the end of it. Swoops soon shifted her criticism, suggesting Clark took nearly 40 shots per game and portraying her as a selfish, ball-dominant shooter. Once again, the numbers told a different story. Clark averaged approximately 22.7 shots per game, a figure that aligns with many elite scorers. Ironically, Swoops herself averaged around 19.2 shots per game during her own senior season, only slightly fewer. When that narrative fell apart, the criticism pivoted yet again, this time implying Clark would need an extra college season to break the NCAA's scoring record.
Caitlin, if you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
That claim also proved false. Clark broke records without requiring an additional year, and when she transitioned to the WNBA, Swoops confidently predicted she would struggle to dominate at the professional level. Instead, Clark immediately made history, setting rookie assist records and emerging as one of the league's most effective playmakers. Despite having the option for another college year due to eligibility rules, Clark chose to enter the league. She finished her rookie season averaging 19.2 points and a league-leading 8.4 assists, earning Rookie of the Year and silencing critics with undeniable production.
she wouldn't be good. What I said was I didn't think Caitlin or Angel would come into the league and dominate immediately, which I don't think either of them did.
Respectfully, there is absolutely no way, even when we're trying to sit here and play semantics about dominating, there's no way that anyone could ever leave this season in saying that both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese didn't dominate. You would have to further explain what dominance means for you to not sit here and say that a player who is leading the league in assists while averaging 19 to 20 points didn't dominate.
One of the most revealing moments came during Swoops' appearance on Angel Reese's podcast. While continuing to criticize Clark, she simultaneously claimed she didn't dislike her. The contradiction was impossible to ignore. For many viewers, this disconnect between words and actions exposed the hypocrisy at the center of the debate and intensified frustration across the basketball community.
Since she was in college, I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first SBs. I've known Cheryl, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. I called her when Caitlin was still playing at Iowa and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed, that there was this quote by Cheryl that said, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate.
As public scrutiny grew, the situation began to carry real consequences. Swoops was ultimately barred from broadcasting an Indiana Fever game, a decision that signaled how serious the league considered the issue. She was replaced by Nancy Lieberman, another respected legend who approached Clark's story with balance and honesty. Then came the pivotal moment, Cheryl Miller's appearance on All the Smoke. With first-hand experience coaching Clark, Miller brought unmatched authority, delivering one of the most powerful defenses women's basketball has seen. 9. Miller spoke candidly about the pressure Clark faced, explaining how relentless criticism can make any athlete feel trapped in a cycle of constant self-justification. She acknowledged the emotional toll while pointing out an uncomfortable truth. Clark's presence has elevated the entire league. Viewership, ticket sales, and media coverage have surged, creating financial benefits that impact every player, including those who criticize her most.
Actually, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes. Yeah. But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the...
After coaching Clark during the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game, Miller gained an up-close perspective that went far beyond highlight reels and headlines. Watching Clark prepare, communicate, and compete in real time challenged preconceived narratives. What Miller observed surprised even her. And that direct experience is precisely why her defense carries such weight. It wasn't opinion, it was first-hand evaluation.
I can't fault her for what she...
As Miller explained, she was relieved to discover that many of the stories surrounding Clark simply weren't true. With that single statement, she dismantled months of misleading narratives. But she didn't stop there. Miller provided rare insight into Clark's basketball IQ, leadership instincts, and adaptability, cutting through speculation to reveal the reality of who Clark is as a player.
I mean, look, as much as she was given, you can't tell me if that door would have swung the other way where she didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
Come on, folks are still waiting for her to fall.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yep.
So, with that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid.
That analysis also revealed something deeper. A genuine emotional bond formed during Clark's most challenging moments. When the Indiana Fever secured their first win of the 2025 season, Miller didn't just congratulate Clark. She embraced her, offering unconditional support. She reminded Clark to savor the moment, to use success as a blueprint, and above all, to remain authentic. These weren't empty words. They were guidance from someone who had walked a similar demanding path.
He coached the WNBA All-Star game. You spent some time with Caitlin Clark.
Best coaching job ever.
Best coaching job
Best coaching job ever.
Being around Caitlin Clark, how was the experience for her? She's such a big star. I mean, the sky's the limit for her. To be around her, just talk about the type of person she is and how much she loves the game.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her. I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated. Because imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, and look, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't her past. And I didn't know how talented she was and how well she sees the game in a 3D version. Thinker. Defensively, a lot better than I thought and gave her credit for. So watching her and just spending a little time. And one thing, guys, that I've learned is to step back and let these kids be them.
When Cheryl Miller speaks, the basketball world listens, and for good reason. Her legacy includes 3 Naismith Player of the Year awards, 2 national championships, an Olympic gold medal, and induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Yet her support for Caitlin Clark goes beyond accolades. Miller sees Clark's elite court
getting hit with everything left and right, and I just said, I hugged her, I said, I'm so proud of you. I go, savor this, use this as a formula. I said, but keep being you. I said, no matter what, keep the crown that she's wearing right now.
Right.
And it wasn't something that she anointed herself. It's something that's been placed on her head, and I hope people understand that. But it's everything that she
vision, her unselfish playmaking, and her ability to elevate teammates. Now the question turns to you. How do you feel seeing a legend step up like this? Share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more coverage, turn on notifications, and we'll see you in the next video.